I'm a Redskin,
Yeah,
blessed
yeah, yeah,
Redskin
yeah,
fan.
yeah, yeah. He already on here talking all of this foolishness before we even get a chance to get started. You know what I'm saying? But you know what? Welcome to week one. Let's run the promo. It's time to go. The Executive Network is now brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Hit the link in the comment section for a 100% deposit match courtesy of the Executive Network and Underdog Fantasy. Win with the Executive Network and Underdog Fantasy this NFL season. Arch rivals, time to make some picks against the spread. College football and professional football for my man Blaze.
You
Double R,
know
you
it.
see him right there, retirement Ron. And you know,
Hey man, stop saying that, man, because I want to be retired so bad. Man, I wish I could I wish I didn't have to go to
feel
work
you, son.
today.
I feel you,
Huh?
son. I
Oh
feel you on
man.
that one. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
You're right
man.
about that. That part of it is true. I would not mind putting my feet up. And then I got some underdog. I got some underdog fantasy plays. I'll run past Blaze and see what he thinks about it. But let's start in college football. Are you ready to rock and roll, my man? You
Let's
ready
get it.
to
Let's
get
go. I
ready to
gotta
get
bounce
things
back.
on?
Gotta
Hey,
bounce back.
what time is this start right here? Ole Miss in Tulane. What time is this
I
kickoff?
believe that's a 3:30 start. I believe that's a
All right,
3:30 start. I believe that's a
3:30,
3:30 start.
3:30 kickoff in New Orleans. This is in Tulane. This is in
Yes.
Louisiana, right?
Yep. Yep.
Ole Miss 7.5 point favorite versus
Mm.
Tulane. You laying 7 and the hook?
7 in the hook. 7
Okay.
in the hook. Despite Tulane with their comeback win over USC last year, the Cotton Bowl. I watched that game. That was a pretty good game last year in that Cotton Bowl. You know, Tulane. I think Tulane was down was it like 14 points or something? And Michael Pratt just went off. Like he
Yeah.
went off. Tulane's
Caleb got
very.
hurt or Caleb didn't play?
No, Caleb played.
Okay.
I'm almost certain he did. Yeah, yeah. Caleb played. Caleb played. Caleb got hurt in the
Utah
the
game.
Pac-12 championship.
The
Yeah,
Utah game is when
Pac-12
Caleb got
championship.
hurt.
Yeah, and once he got hurt, Utah just teed off.
They
But
smashed.
anyway, Tulane's defense is good. The only reason why I'm giving up the 7.5 this week is because Ole Miss's offense will not be stopped. I mean,
Yes.
you know what I'm saying? We already know that their offense will not be stopped. What I like about them this year, they seem to address the defense during the offseason. So that's why I like the 7.5 hook. I like Tulane 42-31.
Ooh, a score.
Oh, definitely. Tulane's going to score. You know, Ole Miss is going to score. I mean, granted, Ole Miss beat Mercer last week 73-3. I mean, that was just a tune-up game. That's what that game was for. It was for this week, to get tuned up, And listen, Jackson Dart, quarterback for Ole Miss, sneaky Heisman Trophy candidate.
Okay.
Low,
Right.
on the low key, yeah. Jackson Dart can dart it. He can throw it.
Well, you know that this is becoming like wide receiver U. They put
I
Mingo
know.
on Carolina this year.
Mm.
If I'm not mistaken, A.J. Brown is from Ole
Mm-hmm.
Miss.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's another top wide receiver, a top young wide receiver who's from Ole Miss as well. So they definitely got the pieces on offense down there in Starkville to get it done. All right, let's go to one of the marquee matchups on the slate this weekend. You got Texas Tech and Miami.
Texas A&M.
Texas A&M, excuse me, and the Hurricanes. They over, Miami's back. Miami don't never be back. You know what I'm saying? Texas A&M, a 4.5 point favorite in this one. Can the underdog get it done?
I like Miami to get it done. Now, granted, Texas A&M, that offense probably going to be better because of the addition of Bobby Petrino, offensive coordinator, because, that offense has been absolutely putrid the last 3 or 4 years. I like Miami to get it done. They lost 17-9 against Texas A&M last year. They outgained Texas A&M in yards by over 100 yards last year. They were only able to muster up 3 field goals last year. They lost 17-9. Chips on the shoulder. Give me Miami. Van Dyke gets it done. Little bit of money on the money line, but I definitely like the 4.5. I think it's going to the end of the game. Texas A&M may pull it out with a field goal, or Miami might pull it out with a field goal. I like the teams with the chips on their shoulder. Give me Miami plus the 4.5 against Texas A&M. Get it done.
I like it. Let's dig it. Let's hit that underdog and sprinkle the money line. I'll go ahead and put a check right there. I'm gonna get behind you on that one. I want to know if you got a thought on this one. Texas and Alabama. The mega game this weekend, ESPN late night. Alabama laying 7 and the hook in Tuscaloosa, but a lot of people back in Texas.
Because of the game last year. It's basically just like this Miami and Texas A&M game. You know, tight game last year, you know, come down to the end of the game, you know, and everybody just remembers what happened last year in week 2. I know I remember Alabama was favored by 20.5 points. And I took Alabama minus 20.5 points. And how did that work out for me? So, you know what I'm saying?
The first quarter, by the first drive was over, you knew that wasn't going to hit.
Well, actually, you know what? Just because it was Alabama, I knew that ticket was dead midway through the second quarter. I was like, nah. I could just tell by the flow of the game. You know, Texas was really up for that game. You know, they were flying around all over the place. You know, they were hitting Bryce Young pretty good, too. So, man. I stayed away from that game for a reason. But just on the fact that we're picking games, man.
Don't feel this is not.
I know. But I want to make a pick though.
Yeah, no doubt.
Texas didn't really look that impressive last week. Maybe they were just holding back. I think did they play? Who did they play last week? They played at Missouri State, I think, or somebody. Yeah, but
whatever. Yeah.
I'm gonna take Texas, man. Plus 7.5. I'm gonna go with Sarkisian, man.
All right, I'm
gonna go with Stevie boy.
With Stevie coming into Tuscaloosa. Listen, I'll be honest with you. Jalen Milroe didn't look bad last week, and what I like the most about it, the explosive plays that were not in Alabama's passing game last year, albeit the opponent was Middle Tennessee. You did see Isaiah Bond and the kid Burton both catch long touchdown passes. It's something, Blaze, about laying the hook on the road. Laying the hook at home. I'm going to do it. I'm going to lay the 7.5. I'm going to lay the hook with Alabama. I think Milroe is here for the fight. I think Milroe is he's not Bryce Young. He ain't Mac Jones. He's not a Heisman Trophy candidate. But I think Milroe at home, like you said, chip on the shoulder, I'm going to lay the 7.5 with Bama. It could be a bad bet. Maybe I'm a sucker. Blaze, I think it's always a good idea to bet against Nick Saban until you approach the window. And you'll be like, here's the money to bet against Nick Saban. So, interesting. I don't know. I could be wrong. You could be wrong. Texas, a very popular bet this week.
They are, man. And I'm going to tell you, and that's funny you brought that up about Marone. I think Texas exposes him. I think they... Oh. Yeah, I do. I think they, because look what they did to Bryce Young last year. Albeit,
that was Bryce Young's best game last year. He won that game for them last year.
Yeah, but it wasn't his best game because he was rattled for 3 quarters. He was rattled for 3 quarters.
He got the win on the road.
Yeah. That's why I don't think that was his best performance. Nah. I think Texas exposed him. Every time I bet against Saban or I go against him, I always lose. But like I said, we'll see. That hook, man. I'm gonna take Texas plus 7.5. That's what I'm going.
All right, let's get it. Let's head to the NFL.
Yeah, boy.
A little Beltway action from Blaze this weekend. A little Beltway action. You know what I'm saying? Let's start with the Beltway team that wins. The Baltimore Ravens.
Well, this guy.
Lamar Jackson under center, big contract, Todd Monken offense, Odell Beckham, Zay Flowers, actually J.K. Dobbins, you know what I'm saying, versus C.J. Stroud making his first career start, D'Amico Ryans' first game, regular season game as the head coach of the Houston Texans. Baltimore laying 10 points at home.
Real good team at home as far as covering the spread. I don't actually know the numbers, but I know Baltimore. Baltimore gets it done at home. I think as much as I love D'Amico Ryans, I think I picked him for my coach of the year. I believe. I think I did when we did our selections. Give me Baltimore at home, man. I think they're gonna rip right through C.J. Stroud. I do. C.J. Stroud. I absolutely. I think now there are some questions on Baltimore's defense this year, but first game at home, like you said, once again. Lamar Jackson, chip on his shoulder, got a lot to prove. He still got critics out here talking. I think obviously there was no name attached to it, but I saw something this week where a NFL defensive coordinator said he'll never be a number one. Trust me.
You know what that is?
That.
That's probably a media person who had a poor opinion of Lamar Jackson and putting an anonymous quote out there.
Probably.
I guarantee you, no defensive coordinator in the NFL would not be shaking in their boots if they saw Lamar Jackson on the other side of the field. It's complete and utter bullshit. It's a media member with an axe to grind.
I could believe that too, but I could see a defense coordinator saying that he'll never be a number one. You know what I'm saying? I can see that. You know what I'm saying? Remember, it's 32 teams, 32 defense coordinators. It's always going to be one or two oddballs, you know, that want to jump up. But also, too, I see your take on it, too. But give me Baltimore minus 10. I think I got 31-13 Baltimore. Okay. That 10, I like that 10 to be covered easily.
So, I'm not going to take this to the window. This is not going to be in my Sunday ticket sheet. But if I had to give a pick on this game, I would take the 10 with Houston. First game in a new offense.
That's true.
I think Baltimore is in control of the game. I don't think it's never any doubt that Baltimore is going to win the game, but I think a backdoor cover is in play.
It could be. I just got to see C.J. Stroud, first game ever as an NFL starting quarterback.
I feel you.
I'm going to stick with Baltimore now.
I feel you. That could push. I can see that game pushing. I can see that pushing, you know.
It could.
Or it could be 31-10, like you said. You know what I'm saying? Right. Or whatever the case may be. All right, let's come down the Beltway. Washington, whatever, left hand up. The left hand up team is 7-point favorites versus the Cardinals. If the left hand up team is a 7-point favorite, Lord knows the team they playing must stink.
Washington, Skins, get it done this weekend against the Arizona Cardinals. Sold out stadium. Fans going to be rocking like they used to. Sold out. Oh, and also, too, there are also major changes coming to that stadium, too, as well. We working, baby. We working. We working, baby. We working.
You know what I'm saying?
We working. Sold out stadium. I guarantee you won't see a lot of Arizona Cardinals jerseys in that stadium this Sunday. Give me Washington. I like Washington. 27-13. Washington gets it done. Cover the 7. There is no backdoor cover for Arizona. Give me Washington. I think they cover that spread with no problem. I think the defense is going to be a lot better. Their offense going to show off. Offense going to show off.
Mention the defense because the defensive line, Montrez Sweat, your man Payne, and Jonathan Allen, one of the top defensive line units in the NFL. Mm-hmm. They put 3 players in the NFL top 100 off that D line. They did not put Chase Young in that list though. Is Chase Young playing?
We haven't seen much. Except for the season.
Is Chase Young playing on Sunday?
No. Who cares?
Is Chase Young ever going to play again?
I don't know, and I don't care.
When the last time I saw Chase Young on the field, he had as much sacks as I did. Run past the quarterback, Chase Young. Run past the quarterback. When the defensive lineman runs past the quarterback, it's 10 on 11 on this side.
We keep it moving, baby.
On the other side of the quarterback.
Listen, we keep it moving. Keep it moving.
A draft day bust.
I don't know what he is. I just know we keep it moving. We keep it moving, baby. If he don't play, so what? We keep it moving. Washington covers the 7 this weekend against the lowly Arizona Cardinals. The pitiful Arizona Cardinals in front of a sold-out FedEx Field stadium.
A sold-out, fed-up field.
But this guy, man.
Shout out to the football team, right? Wow. Shout out to their fans. They get to start a new era. They got the big bad wolf out of town. You know what I mean? So let them bask in their glory as they come together as a family once again.
This
you know
guy,
what I'm saying?
Man.
That once proud franchise.
And we will be proud again. I hope
so, because somebody needs some competition.
Wow.
Right quick, though. You asked about the Cardinals. Did you see where Caleb Williams' father said, if it's Arizona, they going back to USC?
Bro, I wish I could show the meme that I saw on Facebook this morning. There was a meme of a team holding up an old man as a quarterback. And you saw that?
It's a South Carolina State jersey.
South Carolina State jersey. The man looks like he's like 40, and the meme says Caleb Williams Caleb Williams of college football to Arizona decides they don't want to take anymore. Man, I lost it when I saw that, man.
Peep this, Blaze. This is what's going to happen. I'm telling you, this is what's going to happen. Watch this, right? The NFL does not want Caleb Williams in Arizona.
Of course not.
The NFL wants Caleb Williams on the Rams. I guarantee you. They want him on the Rams. Because you need the big quarterback in the NFC.
In a big city.
And you want him in a big media market or a legacy team like the Commander, Washington or Green Bay, a legacy team like that. But I'm telling you, if he says I'm not going to do it, I guarantee you somebody's going to put. The Cardinals are going to hold that pick, and I would not be surprised if the Rams came and got it. I think that's why Sean McVay came back. To be honest with you,
could be. We'll see.
And now with Cooper Kupp hurt, but another thing, Survivor. We'll you familiar with Survivor, right?
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
Would you use Washington or Baltimore as a Survivor pick this week?
I would use Baltimore. Just because.
So you don't trust Washington either.
No, it's not that. It's not that. We're talking about Survivor.
I feel you.
We're talking about one loss and you're done.
I feel you on that. You're right.
You know me, I'm a realist, bro. I'm just saying because anything. Right. I mean, anything can happen in any week. Baltimore could, but if you're telling me who I feel more comfortable with without any points, I think Baltimore gets it done Sunday.
So listen, I agree, but it's a part of me because I'm going to be in the Survivor contest. It's a part of me that wants to be contrarian and not go with Baltimore. Because 90% of survivor pools is going to be on Baltimore this week. But teams like the Commanders, the Seahawks, divisional matchup, stuff like that, haven't made a decision on that yet. But let me run through, Blaze, some of my Underdog Fantasy.
Yes, sir. Let's do
it. Stats-based contest picks for this week. You want to play on Underdog Fantasy, you can hit that link in the description and in the comments section. You know what I'm saying? And hit the like button and subscribe button while you're at it too. All right, Deshaun Watson, Cleveland Browns, Cincinnati Bengals. I'm going Deshaun Watson higher than 24.5 rushing yards.
I like that. He may get that. He may get that in the first half. I'm not saying he's going to rush for like 70, 80 yards, but if he don't see it, he's going to take off.
He's going to take off.
He's not going to sit there and hold the ball and look around. He's going to take off. He can get 24 yards by halftime.
I think he averaged like 40 rushing yards. You know what I'm saying? And I think in a game that's going to be competitive,
that's
think
good money.
That he's going to use his legs a little bit even more. Justin Jefferson higher than, basically Justin Jefferson to score a touchdown.
Score a touchdown. Yes, I like that.
Yeah, I believe the Vikings are playing Tampa. Tampa gave up the most passing touchdowns last season.
I like Justin Jefferson.
Jefferson could go crazy this week. You know what I'm saying? Mike Williams, first of all, want to give thoughts and prayers to Mike Williams, former Tampa Bay Buccaneer. You know what I'm saying? Had that construction site accident. Heard that he's on life support right now. So thoughts and prayers to his family.
Absolutely.
But Mike Williams, Los Angeles Charger that's from right up the street, higher than 58.5 receiving yards.
Let me get that.
All right, so you're good with that one, right?
Absolutely.
There. Matchup: Chargers versus the Dolphins. I think Mike Williams and Kellen Moore, that's the kind of player that Kellen Moore will force feed the ball to. Athletic, down the field receiver like that reminds me of Dez Bryant. Dez caught it, Dez Bryant. Dez Bryant, the greatest catch in NFL playoff history.
This is starting to turn into an undisputed show. Right?
all the Dallas Cowboys talk.
Undisputed.
All right, and then the final one. If you hit all 4 of these together, you win 4 times. I believe it's 6 times for 4 picks. You win 6 times your money. Ryan Tannehill lower than 225 passing yards. Saints travel to the Dome. Titans travel to the Dome to take on the Saints.
Under.
Yeah, definitely. You know what I'm saying? No doubt. So
I don't care about DeAndre Hopkins. I don't care about that.
I think he's washed up, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? But
Tannehill better hope he got a lot of time to throw that ball. It's a good defense he's playing against.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that Derrick Henry is going to get a lot of work. And then
of course.
Tannehill might be coming to the end. But I do think Tennessee is going to be live in that game, though.
I'm sure they will. Yeah, I'm sure they will.
Absolutely. Tennessee will fight to the end.
They fight. They fight.
They don't have no
Tennessee
quitting them.
fights.
They don't have no quitting them, unlike Left hand up.
Wow, this guy.
I'm sorry. Yo, let's get ready to get out of here. Send everybody. Just skip the BS with BS. Nah, but good times, everybody. Don't forget, thank everybody that's already subscribed. If you have not hit that subscribe button, you want to get down with Underdog Fantasy, there's a link in there. That's how you support the homies. For my man Blaze, Corey Parson, Fantasy Executive. Enjoy week 1, arch rivals. We out.